Hey, what's up, phone lovers? Welcome to the Mobile Roar podcast for the week of September 22nd, 2016. I'm Joe Fidua,
And I am Chris Chavez.
and that's all you're getting today. Just two of us.
Just the two of us.
I don't know why I just said August. I mean, we're like well into September.
Yeah,
now.
we're approaching October already. I'm pretty hyped.
The best month of the year coming up, October.
Woo! It's the fall time. Such a lovely time of the year.
Also my birthday. That's pretty much the reason why it's the best month.
Okay, all right.
All right, so just the two of us this week, but we have an awesome thing to talk about.
Pokemon Go Plus?
No, though you will talk about that later on.
Yes.
Google Allo.
Woohoo! It's here.
It's here.
It's finally
here. It launched yesterday, September 21st.
Yes. The wee hours, actually. Super late at night, which is really odd. Kind of a weird Google thing to do.
Yeah. I know. I woke up that morning and I was like, everyone's talking about Allo. I was like, holy crap. So I downloaded it, and I assume you downloaded it as well.
Yes.
Lots of hot takes and opinions on the internet right now about Allo.
Lots of feelings.
Lots of feelings. What are your feelings, Chris?
I think it's cool. I think it's fun. It's different. I don't know if it's
then. Is it really that different?
I mean, it's cool that they do things differently, and I'm not sure if I like they. There's so much to talk about, I guess, with it, but like the way that it handles YouTube videos, I share a lot of YouTube videos with like friends and family and stuff. And when you post a video in there, you click it, it just does a pop up YouTube, and you can keep chatting or do whatever. I mean, it's this little pop up. It doesn't have to open the YouTube app and all that. So that part I really like. There's lots of little things. The sticker packs.
Yeah, the stickers are cool.
Pretty much as a package, I just feel like it's just not enough really I think this is the general consensus, is it's not enough to beat like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or all these other different messaging applications.
Yeah, I mean, as just like a messaging app, if you compare it to, Facebook Messenger, I don't know, WhatsApp, like it's a good messaging app. It's fast. It works well, has good stickers, has, support for pretty much everything you'd want to do, photos, videos, GIFs, all that stuff you need. Like, it's a good messaging app. But the problems are in, I think, what people wanted it to be. It's not what people wanted it to be, is seems to be the problem. And Google really never said it was going to be what people were expecting. Like, SMS is the big thing. Like, a lot of people are not using it because it does SMS in a really weird way. Like, we wrote an article about it yesterday, like how it works. And so, like, if you try to send a message to someone who's not using Allo, they will receive the message from you, but it won't show up from your phone number. It will be like this short number, and it will say like, hey, Joe is using Allo. You can download it here, yada, yada, yada. And you can keep having a conversation via
you can
SMS.
text back. It's really odd.
But it's never going to be showing from your number. Yeah. And the person on the other end who's using just SMS gets like this weird preview window of Allo without installing Allo, which is actually kind of cool, but you can see how it would be really annoying for the person on the other end who doesn't care about Allo and doesn't want to use any of it, you know?
I mean, eventually they'll give in. I think that's probably the line of thought there. It's just like, we're going to pester the shiznit out of them until they download this app. So if you're using Allo and someone else isn't, you're just going to keep messaging them until they give in eventually.
Yeah, I don't know if people are going to give in, really. Sorry, my dog keeps barking. Just to cut to the chase, what people wanted was iMessage for Android.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, like you said, it was never promised to be like iMessage. I mean, really, what it is it's just, to me, more than anything, it's a WhatsApp competitor, and WhatsApp is huge in like other countries and all this stuff. And I think really what Google's whole, like the whole point of this when they like kind of pitched it, was it's a way to get more Google searches into people's hands, into smartphones, more basically a way to increase mobile Google searches, which have been kind of falling in like past months and quarters and years. Google keeps talking about that. That's kind of their big problem right now, is that most Google searches are done on desktop. Most of them aren't done on mobile. So it's like, how do we get people to do more Google searches? Well, let's create Google Assistant. We're going to create this messaging application. Everyone loves to message. And you don't even need a Google account to use it. You just use your phone number, and you just text people like regular text messaging, but we'll build like Google search into it, Google Assistant. This way we can get people to keep using Google and doing all these different searches for whatever you want to use Google Assistant for. And it's kind of just a way to do that, I think. And some people kind of nailed it when they said it's basically a way to showcase Google Assistant, in which it kind of pretty much is. And then you just have this wrapper or this like Trojan of it being just like this WhatsApp competitor, this messaging service.
I think it's definitely clear that that's what Google wants it to be.
Yeah.
And I'm actually like writing an editorial right now about this. I think Google wants people to use this, but no one was really asking for this. So everyone just kind of like, why do I want to use this? Like, It's very clear what people want from Google to do messaging wise. Like, they've been faltering for years. It's very clear. It's very obvious what people want. And I think people were expecting like Google to finally just relent and do the thing that everyone wants, but they didn't.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, it's a good application, and like I don't mind using it. I'm using it with a few friends that have it right now. Not too many people actually don't have the phone numbers of most of the people I talk to online and stuff. So it's good and it's fun. It's just there's no SMS. There's no way to communicate on your desktop. There's no desktop client, which is really annoying because, I mean, basically, like I have to let my phone sit there and I answer people's messages like hours and hours later. So it's not really fun to use there.
It's worse than Hangouts, like feature wise. Like I will say it works better than Hangouts. Like it's faster than Hangouts, all that. But like feature wise, it's worse than Hangouts. It's quite a bit behind Hangouts, actually.
Yeah, it does some weird things too, even with like sharing media and stuff, which I wrote about yesterday. But like when you send somebody a photo or a GIF or whatever, by default, it'll automatically download it to your device. So someone could send you, someone getting their head chopped off or some brutal beheading or whatever, and it's going to automatically download. You can turn it off, but in order to view a GIF, to view a video or view a picture, you're going to have to download it, and all you're going to do is download it manually. So
yeah, that's because like one of the first things I did, like when I installed it, you go around looking in the settings, see what everything's about. I turned that off, and then someone sent me a photo and it shows up all blurry.
Yeah.
So like I clicked it to view it, and then all of a sudden I saw later in my gallery that was there. I'm like, I turned that off. What the heck?
I just want to view it. I don't want to download it. But I mean, I don't know if this is a way to like ease on their servers or whatever. But I mean, versus Hangouts, which, people send you photos, GIFs, and it's all that stuff is hosted on Google servers and like Google Photos or whatever they use.
That's how it works in any messenger.
Yeah, in any messaging app, really. I know like Facebook Messenger, they have an option to auto download attachments and stuff, but they ask you, and it's not required. You don't have to download something in order to view it. So it's just kind of, it sucks. But I mean, Google did say, the guy, like one of the lead dudes on Allo, he was saying how on Twitter that it's just version 1.0. It's very early, and like he was saying, he appreciates the people that understand this and that appreciate it for what it is now, and that he promises it's going to keep getting better and this and that. But I mean, it's Google.
That makes me mad. Like, And people constantly give Google a pass for releasing things that are not finished.
Yeah,
And this is a 500 like billion-dollar company. This is not a startup of like three guys in a basement somewhere. There's no excuse for them to release a product that is not ready.
yeah,
Because this is the most important time for Allo. Like if you want people to adopt this messenger and use it, there's arguably never going to be more publicity than right now.
that's true. And it's yeah, and if you're screwing up somewhere, and this, yeah, it's bad. And like you said, I mean, they have tons and tons of money, and I'm sure like Google allocates, certain amounts of resources and stuff to certain projects. But I mean, this is a big thing for Google. This isn't just like a messaging app. Okay, we're gonna just do a messaging app. I mean, this is like how they're showcasing Google Assistant. This is the debut of Google Assistant unto the world,
Which isn't even final yet. It's in preview.
which is in preview form. They made a big, much ado about it over at Google I/O and this and that. Like this is a big thing for this year, and you're doing it on a messaging app that is not so hot that people are kind of ripping to shreds right now.
It's not cute to release beta products anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of people. I feel like people are sort of over it. And then I mean, you always have the whole thing of how long is this going to last? When will Google shut this down? I mean, it's like, should I really try to focus on migrating, all my contacts and friends over to using this when Google's going to shut it down in like next year or something? So, yeah,
I mean,
sort of Allo.
I feel pretty safe to say that I don't think Allo is going to be a success. And I know it's super early, but like, look at Duo. Duo had a lot of publicity and hype when it came out. And have you opened the app a single time since
Nope.
that first week? Yeah, me neither.
Not at all.
It's like good isn't good enough for a messenger app. And we've talked about this on the podcast before. Like you can release the coolest, best messenger app ever, but it doesn't mean a thing if you can't convince everyone in your life to use it.
Yeah. And unless Allo's come in default, and that's kind of my big issue too. It's like maybe if this was like somehow the default, way they handle SMS, and they have the built-in Google Assistant, and you can like flip a switch to turn on Google Assistant or something. But I mean, they have Messenger, which is their their text messaging app, and then they have Hangouts, which is their. I mean, I guess they're trying to position it now more for like businesses and stuff. And then now you have Allo, so it's like three different ways of communicating with people. Who's gonna win? And maybe this is Google's like plan. I mean, people say a lot that Google positions their teams kind of against each other, so they're competing. Like whoever can make the best product wins. So maybe it is like Hangouts team versus Allo team. Who's gonna come out on top? And really, I would just I'm hoping, if nothing else, this kind of just sort of pushes whoever the heck is working on Hangouts to like, let's make Hangouts, let's just do it. Let's make it better. We can totally do so much better than Allo, or whatever. Just let's.
I mean, if that's really how it is at Google, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. That's just a very weird strategy.
Yeah, I mean that's and like that. I've seen like a lot of stuff about that too, and like how some people will release products and stuff with their I forget what they call it, where they have like 2 hours each day or something to dedicate towards like certain products.
Like their percent time. I forget what percent it was. They have like a certain percent to work on personal projects,
like other weird things. And then you have like the people that made those two chicks that made the YouTube channel, and then I think what was one of the products? I think it was there's one that was supposed to come out in the summer, then it got our spring, then it got pushed back to summer, then now I think it says fall, but it's called like Are You Down? Or like What's Up?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Which basically you just post something and see who's willing to hang out. But that was like one of those little side projects too, and that one kind of it hasn't launched yet. I don't know if it just kind of fizzled out or what, but and then I don't know if Allo. I mean, I feel like Allo is definitely not one of those, because again, it's using it's the debut of Google Assistant, but it should be better.
It it's like it just gets exhausting almost. All
Yeah.
these apps that come out that you have to convince people to use.
Try
I
it.
just I don't care anymore, to be honest. Like I think the last app that I actually convinced people to use was Snapchat. This was
Yeah.
like before it got popular, and I was like, guys, this is going to be really cool. Check this out. And thankfully, it did become popular. Now everyone uses it now, but like it very well could have just been nothing.
Yeah. For me, it was pretty much Hangouts. I think that was the big thing to get some people on iOS to use it. And then like once my family started getting their Android phones, like, hey, why don't you just message me on Hangouts? And like my parents, they would still text message me, and I'm like, what are you doing? Just send me a Hangouts message. And then finally, they all got on board, and we got like a family group chat going and stuff. But I feel like that just barely recently happened, and it's like I haven't told my parents, my sister, anybody in my family about Allo yet, because I'm kind of just waiting,
Don't do it, man.
waiting to see. Uh,
And I left a comment on one of the articles about Allo we posted the other day, and I said I don't want to become an ambassador for an app because that's what you have to be.
yeah, the Google evangelist. It's just
Yep.
like there's those people that just love everything Google, and they want to love everything, but you just you got to know when something's not. Call it like it is. Be a little unbiased.
Yep. So if Allo, I mean, I wanted Allo to be awesome. Like I really did. I was pretty excited.
What
I
could they do?
downloaded
What
it.
do you think they should add in order to just make it really, really great?
Well, like I had the expectation that it was going to be more like iMessage, and admittedly, Google never said it was going to be. That was just, a pipe dream that a lot of us had.
Yeah.
Um, but if it ever did get something like that, an app where you can send SMS to people who aren't using Allo, and then the people who are using Allo, you have all those extra cool features. Like,
Yeah, well, I don't get why that's so difficult. I think the project lead dude, was talking something about that. How
yeah, there
there's
was a lot on
something
Reddit yesterday about that. Yep.
weird about how the app works, and he's saying like, well, it's just not possible with all the different Android devices these days, and da 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 da. But it's like,
Basically, what it boils down to, from my understanding, is since you can choose different default SMS apps on Android, it
mhm.
makes things actually messy because, for iPhone, for example, people can only send SMS with one app.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so like if you start receiving, like say you're using Allo, but you have a different app set as your default SMS, well then that's all like messy and it's hard to control.
I get it.
So
That makes sense.
yeah, there are like technical limitations, I understand. But something a lot of people on Reddit were saying is like, I don't care. Like it's your OS.
Yeah.
Make
You,
it work
you
because
made
that's
a
what people
self-driving car. Like you like, come on.
yeah.
You can do this.
We don't need to know the tech behind it. Just
Yeah.
make it work because that's what people want. So yeah,
Whatever you gotta do to make an iMessage for Android.
yeah, it's
Do
weird.
it. Just do it.
Just yeah. But hey, we got cool stickers, so we'll start there.
Yeah, that little bull sticker. I just want to say that's probably the best sticker pack. I mean, like, I don't know how.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
the way I communicate, but like, it nails every like emotion or every like. It's little bull guy, animated bull. He's awesome.
Yeah, the stickers are legitimately very cool. I will definitely admit that
Yeah.
because I actually use the stickers on Facebook Messenger like all the time. So I
Yeah,
love
and the weird
stickers.
thing is like, I mean, Hangouts has stickers too, and different sticker packs and whatever. But like, you can't. There's no sticker store. You can't download other stickers, and they could have added the little bull guy to Hangouts. Let's be honest, but I
Well,
don't know
no,
what.
because they got like special artists who were
Oh gosh.
like hired to make these special stickers that this legitimately like they actually
What?
got people to
Where?
make the stickers just for Allo.
What the hell are the Hangouts people doing? Who's working on Hangouts? Like, is it just some
Clearly
dude?
that
Like, is he out to lunch? He's been on vacation or something? Like, who's the Hangouts guy?
yeah, clearly the Allo team has like more resources or something because they're making all these moves.
Man.
All right, let's move on from Allo. So we got some more Pixel news this week. We got a date. It seems like October 4th.
Save the date.
Yep, save the date. There's going to be an event in San Francisco. And they're ramping up marketing like I've
Yes.
never seen for a Google device before.
Really weird. It's kind of odd. What was it? Commercials on like football night. I don't know when football night is, but people were saying
Sunday,
they were watching Sunday night football and they saw the commercial pop up. I mean, it's all over the place. They put a little stand out in the middle of like Brooklyn or something out there near New York. And it seems like the focus of all these kind of like their marketing stuff is that it's going to have an amazing camera because it's just a silhouette of a phone and they position the silhouette so it's facing New York City. So it's like obviously like, oh, you're going to like whatever you take a picture of is going to look like real life. And on the website, the teaser website, it's just a bunch of different photos, which I'm positive were taken by the phone itself.
They better be, otherwise what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, I looked at some of them, and like you can tell they were definitely taken by a smartphone and not some like awesome DLSR or something. And you'd like look through the resources, and someone found some perfectly 12 megapixel 2 sample photos, and I was like blown away pretty much. I mean, I've already said it a million times, like nothing can beat HDR plus on a Nexus device for low light. It's like insane. Like there's no lighting situation where you're like, it's gonna look like crap if I take this with my smartphone. With HDR plus mode on, it always looks freaking amazing. So there's no doubt that these Pixel phones are gonna have HDR plus. So I don't know what other kind of crazy fancy camera tech they're gonna have, but you can bet it's gonna take a mean photo. Very mean.
Yeah, it better. I mean, they've said it before that the camera was going to be really good.
Yeah.
So,
and people are already, I feel like people are already getting kind of down on Google. I think Allo kind of made people a little bit like, just brought spirits down.
Well, the other thing,
they're trying to talk crap about, because like the rumored pricing with the Pixels, like they're supposed to be really expensive. And what was it? Like there's no waterproofing. There was like another leak.
Say the waterproofing is another thing that I saw people really negative about, because they are going to be priced premiumly, which is the rumor, but yet they aren't waterproof like other premium devices. So that is kind of like making people a little upset. Yeah. If you're going to pay for premium, at least get premium features. And like, frankly, any phone nowadays should be waterproof. Even the iPhone is finally waterproof.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the new, like once Apple does it, then I feel like that's when everyone else finally is like, all right, let's jump on board. We can do it too. We were just holding off and waiting to see, except for Samsung, of course. But yeah, water resistance is a nice little. I don't know how tough it is to make your phone water resistant or how much extra money goes in there, but I mean, it just seems like a given. I mean, they have that like company that sprays stuff. Oleophobic stuff all over. Like you can just put that in the insides, make it a little more water resistant, but we'll see. Other than that, like it's looking like a pretty standard smartphones, small and big phones.
Yeah, small and big. Yep.
And the people, I've been seeing so many different comments. Like people either have so far loved the design or they hate it. I think it looks freaking awesome.
I think it's gonna look really good when we see the actual devices.
Yeah. It's always with the blurry photos, and you're looking at it, and it's just like, it looks gross. But like, you gotta wait for the press renders and stuff. I think people will like it a lot more. So I'm excited. October 4th, big event, early in the morning, 9 a.m. I think.
You might be there.
Might be there. They sent us an invite, but we're not sure if it's who we're gonna send exactly. But hopefully it's me, because I'm pretty hyped about it. Nexus,
Pixel.
Oh, Pixel.
Got to change your thinking. Pixel. All right, so let's do a little roundup on the Galaxy Note 7.
Oh yeah.
So the safe models are finally available. I think you can go to pretty much most carriers now and like Best Buy and get the safe model. Yes. The safe model has a green battery indicator, right?
Icon. Yeah.
Icon, yes. So that's how
Um,
you know. And also, there was a rumor that there was going to be an S on the box. Like, did that still happen?
I don't know if that happened. So far all I've seen, and like from Samsung, it just shows like the little green battery icon. So like if you hold down the power, like to reset it, the power button, and a little pop up, the power options, whatever. That icon will be green, and then the green icon in the status bar. If it doesn't have that, then your Galaxy Note may explode. So
Yep.
something to keep an eye out for.
And in terms of the existing ones, they finally sent out the update that makes it so you can't charge it all the way.
Oh.
And it's actually 80%.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
Yeah. So there's a toggle, but devices can only be charged to a maximum of 80%.
I wonder if they turned off like fast charging or like lowered the wattage or something, so it just charges the. I mean, I wouldn't play around with that. Honestly, if I was Samsung, I would just make it 60 to kind of push people into exchanging the thing, make it last like an hour, and then that's it. Like, go.
It seems weird to like let people choose. Do you want your phone to be safe or not? And then, so there's also, I guess, I saw on Reddit, like 26 of the reported issues were actually false, just like people trying to get money from Samsung.
26 out of the 95, I think that they said that they had reported. Man, yeah,
false insurance claims and all that stuff.
That happens. People putting it in the microwave, trying to make it explode.
I mean, I said before, some of these stories I was kind of skeptical about.
Yeah. Everyone's grabbing some old Samsung phone they have in a drawer and like, oh, let's make it explode. Cooking it in a frying pan, trying to make that. It's like, man, trying to get that Samsung money. I got plenty of money.
It's exploding. What are you doing with it? Oh,
frying some eggs on it.
All right. So Nougat, this is kind of a cool discovery. Android Nougat, the multi-window mode, works with any app.
Yes, you can force it.
That is very cool.
I've been
trying... like even Chris's beloved Pokemon Go.
Yes, I posted this like way over the weekend, and then I think Android Police finally wrote a post on it. But I was gonna write the post on it too because I was like, this is like the best way to play Pokemon Go. And I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna write it because it really is. It's amazing. You can force the mode because it's so lame. I think we were talking about this last week with something, but like the multi-window mode is like one of the biggest features in Nougat. But there's so many apps that don't quote unquote support it. But when you force every app to use it, they work fine. Like most of them don't have really any issues.
Yeah, because the thing with Android apps is they kind of are resizable by default because of all the different screen sizes.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll encounter one or two that just don't work correctly because a lot of times when you do multi-window mode, you're forcing two apps into landscape mode, and some apps don't do landscape mode. Whether it's like Tinder, Pokemon Go doesn't, but when you force it, it's weird because it all the UI stuff gets a little bit out of whack, and it's like you're looking at it through it's just weird. But it works fine. I was playing Pokemon Go while I was watching YouTube videos. It's the best because normally without the Pokemon Go Plus, you would have to sit there and keep the dang app open if you're trying to hatch eggs and catch candies and all that stuff. So multi-window mode is awesome on Nougat. As long as you force it in the developer settings, it's hidden in there.
Yeah, and like we were talking about last week, how on Samsung phones it seems to do more multi-window than like LG phones. I wonder if they're forcing it somehow.
There's a lot of Samsung stuff. I used it. I was trying to do it with Pokemon Go on the Samsung phones, and even that it said it's not supported. There's a lot of apps where I've tried to do it with Samsung phones, and it says this app isn't supported. So
there are, but like, have you tried doing it on an LG phone? Almost all.
Oh no, yeah, it was like nothing was working with the Nougat multi-window, like at all. Because I guess developers have to use the new APIs and everything, but the Samsung one was, it was working better too. It works differently because you can do like a pop-out mode, which is nice. So
yeah,
I would just have Pokemon Go, and then I'd put like a pop out of Reddit on top of it, and I could just browse Reddit and do whatever, and just destroy my battery because multi-window mode is going to kill it.
HTC Bowl, we talked a little bit about that last week. It's official now. Or
yeah.
is it official, or
is it as crappy as we thought it was going to be?
Well, it's basically like a smaller HTC 10, and it doesn't have a headphone jack.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, it's not official now, by the way. I misspoke, but we got a better look at it.
Yeah, I think we got a solid leak.
Yep.
And freaking Apple, man, look what they started. Look what they did.
So I mean, this phone is not going to go anywhere anyway because it's only on Sprint. It's a smaller HTC 10, which the HTC 10 itself didn't sell very well, and it doesn't have a headphone jack. So it's just going to be like a mid-range cheapy phone that you can get on
with no headphone
Sprint. Yeah,
headphone jack. People are going to love that and be flocking to buy it.
So last little bit of news is like so stupid. Another thing no one is asking for. Comcast plans to launch their own mobile phone service in 2017. Yeah, sign me up for that.
Oh my gosh. It's like insane data caps and stuff. I don't even.
Who is going to sign up for that? Like
worst customer service?
Yeah, one of the most hated companies in America. Sign me up day one. I'm ready. No one willingly has Comcast service. Like I have Comcast internet, and it is not because I want Comcast internet. It's because I have to have Comcast internet. It's like the only option.
You have no choice. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're going to roll it out in areas where like everyone else's service just completely sucks, and you have to use Comcast. Like, gotcha again.
Gotcha. They're just gonna buy like, oh man, you know what would be the ultimate troll? Like Sprint has all this positive marketing right now. Comcast buys Sprint. All Sprint customers have to have Comcast phone service.
Pretty good.
Oh man, I could just see the former Verizon guy being like, Comcast isn't that bad. All these companies are good now.
Yeah. Jeez.
All right. Throwback Thursday. So we've been talking a lot about Google messaging apps and services this week.
Google.
Let's throw it back a little bit to one of their most successful. I can't even say it with a straight face.
What?
Google Wave.
Oh, the Wave. Are you riding the Google Wave?
Google really wants to just like reinvent the way people communicate, and people just consistently keep telling them like, no, we just want to do it like we always
little
have done.
Experiments, you know, people they're throwing stuff out there, seeing what sticks.
Google Wave was it's probably, honestly, in the history of Google, probably one of their biggest failures, like the one people talk about the most.
Yeah, because it was very odd. And
very,
I think that's what's happening with what's that one? Google Place Rooms? Google.
Oh yeah.
Google. What do we have right now?
Yeah. Well, no, it was called Spaces.
Google Spaces.
Yeah. We can't even remember the name of it. That's how unexciting it is.
That is easily going to be the new Google Wave, like 100%. More so than Allo. Like, say what you will about Allo, but Spaces is just like a cluster F, man.
So okay, this will be an interesting experiment. Explain Google Wave, Chris.
I used it. I was trying.
You did use it because I never did.
It was a way to like collaborate with people on things. I don't know. Like it was like a sort of like chat. Like you could still chat with them. But it was, I don't know. It was almost like a social network in a way too. It was, I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly could not explain it to you either. Someone in the chat asked what's Google Wave, and
back in the day, kids, this was a weird kind of messaging type thing, I want to say, or like it was almost like email meets chatting in real time with people. It was weird.
So okay, I will read the description on the Google Wiki.
Oh.
So Google Wave was a collaborative communications tool introduced
There you
in
go.
2009. The technology combines real-time chat with wiki type editing of any blip, quote, or individual wave segment. There are also robots that automate
Oh,
tasks inside of waves. Yeah.
I don't get the blip. I think that's where they lost me in the like when I was trying to use it too. It was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
the
cool.
the like you had to learn a new language to use it,
Yeah,
pretty
it just
much.
it wasn't for us. It wasn't for humans. So it went away.
Yeah. And so it launched on May 19th. And then it says in late 2010, Google Wave usage dropped, triggered by Google Buzz. I
Buzz.
what the heck is Google Buzz? I can't. That's another one I can't even explain.
Buzz was their it was their Twitter type thing. And I kind of tried using that one a little bit more. Wave, I was like, I don't get Wave. But then Buzz, I was like, this is almost cool. Buzz was like their answer to Twitter.
Mm.
Um it was really weird. I can't even remember honestly how it totally worked, but I just remember thinking, oh, this is like Google's way of using, and then like after Buzz, we finally saw like Google Plus, which I feel like
Yeah,
Buzz sort of evolved into.
you could
But
kind of see the evolution of things.
yeah, like this weird, oh, collaborate and then do this and then Buzz, like social stuff, and then Google Plus. And that's how
So
Google Plus was born.
Wave was officially shut down on January 31st, 2012. So did not last very long.
Yeah, and it wasn't missed. It was missed by
Was
nobody.
not missed. All right. Apparently, a lot of people in our chat had no idea that Google Wave was a thing, which is kind of funny.
These kids, man.
Youngins. I mean, I never used it either. I just
No,
I remember it being a thing, but I was never, I could never figure it out. And like, I didn't have
beta.
anyone to like
That's
use it
back when
with.
Google would always put their little beta tag on everything. Gmail beta was like in beta for years, and Gtalk beta.
Let's not go down this rabbit hole.
That's future throwback Thursdays.
Yep. All right. So wins and fails of the week. My win is gonna be Android Pay. I finally used it, guys.
Like what?
I finally used it. I was at Walgreens last week and I just decided that I was going to use it because I know that they like officially support it.
Yeah.
They're not just one of the places that has like the little icon. Like they actually say like Android Pay supported here. So I felt safe. And I was like, all right, I'm going to try this.
Embarrassed or shamed. Like, sir,
Yep.
what are you doing with your phone, sir?
Yeah, I didn't want to be like, I swear this is going to work.
Stop hacking our terminals.
So, yep, I did it. Put my phone on the thing.
How was it? How was it?
It was painless.
Yeah. So
very
easy.
painless. Yeah.
Is it more convenient than just taking out your card and swiping your card though? Did you already have your phone in hand while you were like at the checkout?
Yeah, because I was planning on using it.
Oh, okay.
So, but I would say it probably took about the same amount of time.
Okay.
I'm pretty quick with my credit card.
I mean, like right now, there's like
I don't have like 50 credit cards to go through. I have like one credit card. So
I get really nervous about using my card now. There's been like a string of those little weird skimmers that they put on gas station machines and all these different places now. And I've already had like recently someone was using my card in Las Vegas and I was like, what the heck? This was like literally a couple of weeks ago. So someone stole my card number, probably through a skimmer. And if tap to pay can kind of just is a way to combat that, then hell yeah, I'm gonna use
tap to pay at any gas stations? Because I feel like I would use it there.
It is. It's at mobile, like AMPM, whichever one. What is AMPM? Mobile? No, AMPM's. I think AMPM is mobile. I'm not sure, but anyways, AMPMs, whatever those gas stations are, they have them there. You always see the tap to pay terminal, and I'm like, should I tap to pay or should I use my card? But like, gas stations are like notorious for having like credit card skimmers in them and stuff. So I'm not even. I'm tap to paying everywhere I go. Tap to pay.
Person standing there staring at you while you're pumping gas in your car, making you feel nervous.
There you go. And if it fails, you don't feel like an idiot. No, but now that Chase is finally supported in Android Pay, I have to like remind myself, like, oh, that's right, I can use it now, because before Chase wasn't supported and it sucked. I couldn't use it, but yeah, just to remind myself. Thanks for the reminder, Joseph.
All right, so my fail is going to be I got my HTC 10 back from HTC and they replaced it with a refurbished model that has a touchscreen issue. So like it is extremely difficult to pull down the notification bar because you have to tap like precisely on the bar, like the edge of the touchscreen. There's something wrong with like the sensitivity. Like you can't just swipe your finger from off the top of the screen, like, you know, like you would do on any other phone. You have to touch it precisely, and it's literally impossible to swipe the menu open from the left side in apps. Like, you know, like the Play Store or something, if you want to go to your apps. Like I can't even, like I can get the notification bar to go down if I touch it right, but I can't get anything to swipe in from the left side. So they sent me a defective touchscreen. So I got to send it back again.
Refurbished? You got to get a refurbished refurb, a double refurb.
I mean, I have nothing against refurbished phones. Usually they're fine, but yeah, this sucks.
My issue is always like, what, I don't know, like what like process does a refurbished unit go under? I mean, do they just look at it and like tap some things? Yep, touchscreen works. Let's box it up and make it refurbished. And it's like, because like how, like what's the point? Like the you know, like when you buy a used car, it's like, oh, it went on like a 58-point inspection. Like what's the, how many points of inspection was there?
Usually they say like, I mean, I've bought refurbished things a lot. Like I mean, people will say like buy refurbished things because they are usually just as good as brand new, but like maybe the box was opened already. You know, it's usually, they usually don't even have to like actually fix anything. But I guess this was a case of a phone actually having a defect and didn't go through their testing. I don't know. Very annoying to go through the process again. What do you got?
I don't really have a win, but I do have a huge, insanely big fail, and that's kind of been my Pokemon Go Plus that I rushed out and bought on launch day, the early morning of last week. So it's having an insane. I don't know if this is more the fault of the Plus itself or just Android in general, but it's having some major connect. Like right now, it already dropped the connection, and I have to repair it again. But it's having major connection issues on Android. Not all Android devices, mind you. Just I want to say the 3 or 4 that I've used it with. On iPhone, the thing works without a hitch. Like it doesn't drop a connection or nothing. On Android, it drops a connection. You got to go through this insanely. For me, like I have the patience. I have like really good patience when it comes to like human beings or animals or things, but electronics, when they don't work correctly, my blood literally boils to where I just want to like smash, like Hulk smash everything. And that's kind of where this thing is left me at this point. You can see right now, it dropped the connection. About every hour or so, it'll unpair itself, and I have to like redo the whole process with my phone, and it's like.
I watched. I think you know who the Trainer Tips YouTube.
Trainer
channel.
Tips.
Yeah,
Nick. Yeah.
I subscribed to that channel, and one of the things he mentioned that I thought was like kind of a crazy thing is if you open your phone to catch the Pokemon that like shows up on the Pokemon Go Plus, it disconnects after you do that, and you have to reconnect every time.
Like you have to manually reconnect. Like
that's so insane to me.
It's by design. By design,
right? It is like that
disconnect itself when you're battling gyms, when you're catching Pokemon, and then you think, oh, when I'm done, I'm just gonna like exit, do whatever. But no, you have to like tap your little thing to reconnect it. Like how freaking insane is that? And I don't think that gives you that trouble on iOS because my girlfriend is just like, mine's fine. I don't got no problems on my iPhone. And I'm just like, ugh. And I remember there being some like I went into a subreddit and like found some possible explanations for why it's happening. It has something to do with Bluetooth low energy on the device and Android 6.0 marshmallow problems, or just Android problems in general, not playing well with Bluetooth LE devices. And there was back when the Pebble first came out, and they switched over, I think it was Pebble Time or something, they switched over to Bluetooth LE. There was people having trouble connecting it to their Android devices too. So this didn't really surprise me much when I saw it, because I'm like, I wonder if it's just a freaking Android thing again. And it turns out it probably...
It shouldn't be though, man. I mean, my Pebble never disconnects from my phone. I wear it every day and never disconnects.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out who to like vent my like, should I blame Nintendo for their little stupid $35 piece of crap?
Well, not Nintendo.
Well, yeah, Nintendo makes this thing. This is their manufacturer.
They actually make the hardware of that?
Yeah, it's distributed and manufactured by Nintendo. So that's kind of how they're getting their money, by the way. Like, they're like, oh yeah, let's make a Pokemon app and we'll release this little accessory that lets it run in the background. Or if it's like, I at first I thought it was my Honor 8, because my friend who has a Nexus 6P, no connection issues at all. His is just rock solid. But that's stock Android. So I wonder if it's like all these phones I'm using that are using different versions of Android with their skins, if they're like cutting connections out, like try to doze early, or if it's doze, maybe it's like a doze thing, or like, I don't know. But it's insanely infuriating, and it's like, to me, it's just a completely huge fail, and it's sort of taking all the joy. It's killing my joy out of this game.
Killing your joy. Yeah. Well, at least you can hatch eggs in the background. I think that might be the best reason to get it.
I'm not even trying. I wasted so many Pokeballs trying to catch Pokemon with it, so now I'm not even bothering with that anymore. So yeah, basically it's just a background app thing, which the app should do on its own. Let's be honest. But it doesn't do it when you lose a disconnect, when you disconnect. So like, you'll be thinking like it's connected, and you'll go out for like a drive or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm hatching mad eggs right now. And then you go and you look, and it's blinking, it's disconnected, and you're like, son of a gun. So I have to babysit it. Let's just put it that way. I'm always checking to make sure to see if it's disconnected or not. I'm always like checking to make sure the background notification thing is going on, and it's whatever.
All right, so let's do some app picks. My app pick is going to be an app called Kin Screen, and some of you may remember the Microsoft Kin. This has nothing to do with that. Don't worry. That's it. That could be another Throwback Thursday. But this app, what it does is it's basically like the auto timeout. Like what, most phones, after a minute, the screen turns off after inactivity. This is like that, but on steroids. Adds a bunch more features to that. So maybe instead of having your phone just detect touches as activity, you can have it so if your phone detects like it's moving in your hand, you're holding your phone, maybe you're not touching the screen, but you're still using your phone, it won't turn off the screen. You could like have it so when you wave your hand over the front of it, it won't turn off the screen. So just like more intelligent ways to measure activity other than just touching. And then you can also have it do things for turning off the display. So like as soon as you put it in your pocket, instantly turns off. If you like flip it over, instantly turns off. Things like that. So it's just like, you could probably get a little bit extra battery life because it's going to be a little bit more smart about when to turn on and off your screen. So if you're into that, Kin Screen, one word, it's free.
Kin Screen. I looked that up. My app pick, I guess I don't really have a new. Yeah, I guess I did install a new app. I'll talk about that one. It's called Nextdoor, one word, and basically it's an application. It's an online service for checking your local community. It's kind of like a social network for your little tiny bubble of where you live specifically. So more like your neighborhood. So like I haven't been living in this area for too long, so I don't really know about what's going on around here and this and that. And it's like if we had someone breaking into cars and you want to notify people like, hey, there's some dude running around breaking into cars, look out. This is the app that kind of does it. It's basically like Facebook or any other social network, but it's specifically for your tight little neighborhood, your little community area where you live. And it's been pretty good. We've seen there's people that'll be like, oh, I found a dog. Did someone lose their dog? And then I just the other day, some lady was like, oh my God, that's my precious little Snoopsies, and she got him back, and she was so happy and thankful and all this stuff. And it was like, man, I wish I would have known about this app sooner when my dog ran away that I was fostering here.
Yeah, I should have recommended this app because I actually started using it a couple months ago too.
Oh, that's so weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mine was like I was using the service online for like the past, I would say like 3 weeks, maybe a month now. And then like when you tap on the thing, and if you look online, it always tells you to like, oh, do you want to download our app? And I'm like, I don't want to download your damn app. And then I downloaded the app, and I'm like, holy crap, it's like material design, looks all nice and clean. It's actually really well built. It's responsive. It's nice. I love it so far. So if you want to get more involved in your community and just talk with people that live locally, whether it's about whatever. And we have like a coyote problem lately, so that's all people seem to be talking about right now. Yeah, download the app. It's called Nextdoor, one word.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Like my neighborhood isn't super active on it, but like there have been the lost a cat, or someone asked like, hey, does anyone know good lawn mowing service to hire?
Yes.
And like things like that. It's pretty cool to be able to, because I've always thought like it would be so cool to have like a way to just send messages to like the people who live around you without like going to their house. And that kind of is what this is. If you can get a lot of people in your neighborhood to use it.
Yeah. And I feel like the service is still growing, and it's kind of getting a little more popular. And it's just great because we're like, my girlfriend, she does property management for our building. And I'm always like trying to, I remember thinking like, why doesn't someone make like an app or something where like everyone in your building can download it? I was thinking about creating like a Facebook group just specifically for that, so we can communicate to everyone in our building. But I'm like, oh, like when the break-ins started happening, some dude is breaking into cars. I'm like, I wish there was a way to tell other buildings and other people in our neighborhood to keep an eye out for this dude. And yeah, this app is kind of that. It's great. I love it.
All right. So I think that's going to wrap things up for this week. I don't think we got any emails this week. Nope. So if you want to send us a email, that's podcast@mobileroar.com. And you can send us anything. It doesn't have to just be a question. You could share your wins and fails of the week or your app picks if you want. And you can also hit us up on Twitter. We are @MobileRoarcast. But if you'd like to subscribe to the audio version of the podcast, we are on Google Play, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, and anywhere else that you'd like to subscribe to a podcast. Someone just mentioned in our chat that our episode was short. Yeah, it was kind of short, but
about
2 of us.
10 minutes shorter than usual.
If you guys ask some questions in the live chat right now, we will answer them in the next 10 minutes just for you guys.
We will answer them.
But for everyone else, we're on Twitter. Chris is at GamerCore. I am at Tall Schmo. Ashley, when she's back, she will be at Overlord Roar. We'll be back next week. If there's any questions, you guys should ask them right now.
Now or forever hold your peace.
Going once. Going twice. All right, we got one. Is it worth it to wait for the Pixel phone?
I guess that's kind of debatable. I know some people are talking about how this year has kind of been I wouldn't say like a big fail for Android, but kind of like a weird just not so hot with all the different phones that are coming out. I think it'd be way worth it to get wait for the next Pixel. I guess it just kind of depends on where your priorities are. If you want an amazing camera, the Pixel, I'm positive, will have it. And then of course, you get the benefit of constant Google updates and all that fun stuff. It's going to be interesting to see exactly software-wise what Google is doing with these phones. I think they're going to have perks. It was like rumored they're going to have what was it, like unlimited high-quality backups because your photos are going to look awesome, And if you want to back them up on Google Photos, you can have unlimited, not high quality, original quality. So you won't lose any quality at all, which is an awesome little perk. Things of that nature. I'm sure there'll be like a Google Drive bonus too that they give you. I want to see what they're going to do as far as like a warranty service. I would love them to do something similar to like Apple Care. That'd be great. But yeah, I would definitely
I mean, at this point, it's like 2 weeks to wait.
Yeah.
So I think it's easily worth the wait. Just
just
check
like
it out and then go from there.
Yeah, for sure.
Follow-up question: what do you guys think about the rumored price? We kind of talked about that a little bit already, but I mean, people always wanted a premium Nexus phone,
and they've been kind of expensive.
Priced that way.
Yeah, I mean, last year the Huawei 6P, which was the premium model, was still pretty expensive. I mean, it was like $550 when it came out. Now it's the base 32 model. Even like the LG, the affordable plastic piece of junk 5X was like $380, like almost $400, which was a little bit more expensive than people wanted, and that was just for the 16 gigabyte model.
Yeah.
So I was anticipating a high price tag regardless, especially when you use premium, build and some awesome camera and doing all this stuff. So like, it doesn't really surprise me there. I think they're gonna have the carrier version is kind of what they're trying to bank on, the Verizon model, which will you can put on a payment plan or something like that. So I mean, I was anticipating a high price tag, so it's not too surprising. I mean, I think the days of seeing those $350 Nexus phones are behind us. I don't think we're going to see those anymore. Google is kind of looking for an iPhone competitor now.
And the guy that asked that question, he just followed up. He said, price doesn't mean premium anymore, especially in 2016. And I have to agree with that. I mean,
yes,
there have been so many really good phones this year that really do have premium features that aren't price premium.
Yep, the OnePlus 3, which is awesome. I've been using that a little bit more lately. The Honor 8, which is amazing. My friend came over and he was playing around with that the other day and was like, holy crap, this is super premium. Like, I can't believe this little phone is so awesome. Only $400. So it would be nice to see them kind of dialing back on some of these crazy features that nobody cares about and just kind of attacking the price point, because I feel like that's the easiest way to stick it to Apple. You'll never really have like an affordable iPhone. Like, they're always going to be just super expensive. So I wish Google really would kind of just attack it on pricing. But
yeah, people are always like, well, they're going to compete with Apple now because it's priced the same. It's like, why do you want to compete on that? Like,
don't compete on how premium or overpriced it is. Let's make a really
we're taking this serious, guys. Time to be expensive.
Yeah. Like, geez, no.
It's weird.
Compete on pricing. Make it a plastic phone for all I care. I mean, damn.
All right. We'll do a couple more questions here. Do you think Pixel phones are the first step for Google to have their own phones like Apple? I think, yeah, we've covered that. It certainly is seeming to be that way.
Yeah. The direct competitor to the iPhone. 100%. It's the Google version of the iPhone.
Yep. And you can say that you want to be the Google version of the iPhone, but we'll have to see how that actually works.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for this week. Thanks for all the questions, and we will see you all later. Peace.